Hello everyone, have a nice day. Today we will explore a village hearing where Uri turns a family kitchen into a courtroom to expose a scheme. Tu Tieu's mother invites Ms. Hoa, the former company secretary, to testify about company shares, while Linh and Uncle Tuan try to twist the truth. We'll witness receipts, audio, and a dawn plan to reclaim what's fair testing whether truth still wins when family ties fray. If you find it interesting, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. Let's call this what it is, Uri says, voice steady, camera light blinking like a red dot in the afternoon. A hearing. The cozy kitchen at the heart of Tu Tieu's mother's house has turned into a village courtroom. The bamboo table is the bench. The chairs are the jury. Steam from a pot of braised pork with canarium threads, the air like a quiet prayer. But no one eats. Tu Tieu's mother sits at the head, small but unshakable, hands folded on a frayed cloth. Beside her, Ms. Hoa, the former company secretary, keeps her chin high, eyes clear. Across from them, Linh leans back with a smile that gleams like the edge of a knife, and Uncle Tuan drums his fingers, pretending calm. Uri angles the frame to see them all. "You said you wanted the truth, ma'am," he tells Tu Tieu's mother at the head of the table. Then he glances at Tu Tieu. She stands by the stove, stirring without tasting, lids trembling as if her hands can't decide to hold or let go. "Tonight we record it." Lin's lips curl. "Truth?" she asks lightly. "Or your version with special effects?" "Truth," Tu Tieu's mother says. One word, iron and silk. And witnesses. The camera blinks. The room breathes. Earlier that afternoon, sunlight poured over the yard, warm and careless, while worry gathered in the kitchen like a second shadow. Canarium shells clicked in a bowl. The sweet resin scent rose and fell with the fire. Uri rinsed the sticky pits and lowered his voice. "I saw Linh," he said in the preamble, "at the cafe, with Uncle Tuan." Tu Tieu's hands paused mid-motion. The knife hovered. "Doing what?" "Trading news like gold," he answered. "Asking about the storm delayed the MB project. Pushing for Ms. Hoa's number. Pressing on shares what your mother can reclaim from Mrs. Nkia. And what happens after?" The kitchen clock ticked. A fly tapped the window. The afternoon felt too bright for betrayal. Linh wouldn't... The sentence broke before it reached the shore. A memory flickered. A rainy market. A pile of cucumbers. A shove that was almost an accident and almost not. A sister's smile that didn't reach her eyes. "She already did," Uri said gently. "She told Tuan if your mother wins, the shares fall to you, the biological daughter, not the adopted one. He said it'd be easy to redirect things if he had the right contact. He asked for Ms. Hoa's number. He hinted you might have it." He dried his hands. The towel trembled, or maybe it was his grip. "I don't trust them. I won't pretend I do. You said you wanted the truth, in daylight, with birds arguing in the banana trees and neighbors' laughter skipping over the wall. It sounded harmless. Now, it was a blade with a clean edge. She's your girlfriend," Tu Tieu said. The words were smoke, the kind that stings the eyes long after the fire dies. "Was," he said, without hesitation. "I should have ended it when she hurt you at the market. I kept trying to see a version that was kinder. I was wrong." His eyes lifted to hers. "Let me follow this. Let me protect you." She nodded, because somewhere between storms and harvested rows, you learn which nods are courage and which are surrender. Her hands found the canarium again, but they felt like someone else's puppet hands. She pitted fruit the way you peel an old memory from bone. Careful, slow, avoiding the sharpest parts. Be careful, she said. It landed in the air like a thin plate that could shatter if anyone looked at it wrong. He kissed her temple, tasted salt, maybe sweat, maybe fear, then stepped into the light and left a silence shaped like his shoulders behind. The cafe. The light there came through glass, not leaves. Lynn crossed her legs, smooth as a dancer. "Coffee, Uncle?" she asked, voice like a little song meant to distract children. "We're straight to business?" "Business is cheaper," Tuan said, grinning in a way that didn't reach his eyes. Her mother invited Ms. Hoa to testify. If she wins, those shares move, but not to you. "I know where they move," Lynn said, jaw tight. "We're not doing charity for fate." "Then we need Hoa's number," he went on, "and your friend at the registry to delay filings. An hour here, an hour there, papers go a different way." She nodded once. "You'll have a gift if you get the number from Ly Tu Tieu." Tuan's smile sharpened. "I like gifts." Across the street, a motorbike coughed. Inside, 2 cups cooled, untouched. Truth doesn't always arrive hot. Back to the kitchen, Uri returned with the scent of the braise coiling into him like an old song. "They know Ms. Hoa," he told Ly Tu Tieu quietly. "They know about the witness plan, and they're not waiting." "Then we won't either," she said. Something in her voice had changed, not harder like metal, but steadier, like wood that has learned to carry weight without creaking. She wiped her hands. "Call my mother. Ask Ms. Hoa to come. If Lynn wants to talk, we're done whispering." They moved chairs, cleared the table, turned an afternoon into a line in the sand. By the time Ly Tu Tieu's mother arrived with Ms. Hoa, the sun had lowered to that forgiving hour that makes everything look forgiven. It lied. Moments later, Lynn stepped in on soft soles. Uncle Tuan behind her, pocket smile loaded, eyes already taking inventory. "Stay for lunch," Lynn said sweetly. "We can chat." "We'll chat," Ly Tu Tieu's mother said, "but not the way you think." Uri set the camera where everyone could see the small glowing eye, and none could claim surprise. He stated the time. He stated the names. He stated the purpose. The red dot breathed in the dim. "Ms. Hoa," Ly Tu Tieu's mother began, voice formal now. "Do you still agree to witness that the shares once registered under Mrs. Nghia were promised back to our family after the MB project?" "Yes," Ms. Hoa said, "and I have copies of emails confirming the arrangement." Lynn smiled, as if listening to a bedtime story she'd already rewritten. "Emails are such slippery things," she said. "People read what they want." "Then we'll read together," Uri replied, tapping the camera, out loud. He looked at Tuan. The older man shrugged, lazy. "I drink coffee with many people," he said. "Is it a crime to stay hydrated?" "Not a crime," Uri said. "But planning to pull a witness's number from a sister's phone? That's not hydration." Lynn rolled her eyes, a practiced arc. "Do you record every rumor you like?" "No." Uri's tone stayed even. "Just the ones I can prove." He slid his hand into his pocket and placed his phone on the table, face up. A short audio file waited under the name Cafe 3:12 p.m. The waveforms looked like little teeth. Ly Tu Tieu swallowed. Part of her wanted to beg him not to play it. Because once you hear something, you can't unhear it. And once you say the truth out loud, you can't tuck it back into bed like a child who woke from a bad dream. But another part of her, the part that lifted fallen branches after the storm and counted every chick that survived, knew the only way out is through. "Play it," she said. Uri pressed his thumb. The room filled with the cafe's thin music, the scrape of cups, Lynn's voice like silk over wire. "We're not doing charity for fate." Tuan's chuckle followed, small and sharp. "You'll have a gift if you get the number from Tu Tieu." Gaslight doesn't burn well when the windows are open. Lynn didn't flinch. She leaned forward instead, smiling steady, hands folded like a student who has always had the right answers. "So I drink coffee and say hypothetical things," she said. "You break the law by recording me. Who is the villain?" "I didn't record you," Uri said. "The cafe runs its own security audio. I requested the background clip of our table after a spilled drink. They provided the segment. I trimmed out everyone else and brought it here." He inclined his head toward Tu Tieu's mother. "If needed, ma'am, they can confirm on record." Silence. Then Tu Tieu's mother faced Lynn, the lamplight washing her expression into something gentle and unyielding at once. "Child," she said softly, the words both bridge and verdict, "tell me what you plan to do with my house's papers." Lynn's smile stayed. Only her eyes cooled. "Truth," Tu Tieu's mother repeated, "before the food turns cold." The camera's red light blinked, steady as a heartbeat. No one moves. The little red light blinks. The soup breathes. Then Lynn laughs softly, politely, as if someone just told a joke beneath her standards. "Cute edit," she says. "Out of context, anything sounds like a crime." Ms. Hua leans in, palms flat. "Context," she replies, "is also written." From her canvas bag, she slides a thin folder across the bamboo table. Clipped pages, stamps, a faint scent of ink, and old paper. "These are the emails," she says evenly. "Mrs. Ngia acknowledged the shares would revert after the MB project stabilized. Here is her acceptance of the witness meeting, dated 2 months before the bankruptcy. Here's the board memo." She taps each page steady, precise. "And here my resignation was filed the day after the collapse, to avoid conflict." Lynn flips the top sheet with one lazy finger. "Photocopies," she says. "Photocopies dream up their own truths." "Originals are in a safe," Ms. Hoa replies. "These will do for now." "Do it for your little film, maybe," Lynn murmurs, deliberately ignoring the camera. Uncle Tuan, till now a background hum, clears his throat. "Let's not play prosecutor. We came for lunch." "Then eat," Tu Tieu's mother answers, gentle steel. "But first, were you planning to obtain Ms. Hoa's number from my daughter's phone?" Tuan's eyes glitter, smile like borrowed clothes. "Speculation." "Play it again," Tu Tieu's mother tells Uri. "Louder." Uri does. The line about the gift lands with the weight of a stone dropped in a well. Tuan exhales. "Fine, we talked. Talk isn't a crime." "It becomes one," Ms. Hoa says, "when talk turns into interference at the registry or coercion of a witness." Lynn turns to Tu Tieu's mother, voice suddenly soft. "Ma'am, I took care of you like a real daughter. I cooked. I cleaned. I sent money for my vice director's salary. And this is what I get? A staged ambush? This is what you get," Tu Tieu's mother answers, eyes bright with a hurt deeper than anger. "A chance, in front of people who love you, to tell the truth before you drown in lies." Silence. Even the pot stops whispering. "I'm tired," Lynn says at last, arms folding. "Tired of being the helper in someone else's story." "You were never a helper," Tu Tieu's mother says softly. You were family. Family with asterisks, Lin snaps, flicking a glance at Tu Tieu. She's biological. I'm adopted. Stamp it on my forehead if it helps the narrative. The word stings. Tu Tieu meets her gaze no triumph, only ache. You could have told me you were afraid, she says. You could have asked. And leave the stage to you? Lin laughs, harsher. You who harvest and smile and get every grandmother calling you blessed? No. I built something. I became vice director. I learned how papers move. That's survival. So you used it to hurt us, Tu Tieu's mother says. A small shrug. I used it for myself. Uri lays a crumpled slip on the table. Registry receipt. A hold for clarification request, time-stamped 5 minutes after your coffee. The clerk is a friend of my cousin. She sent the log. Tuan's jaw tightens. Friends ruin privacy. And schemes ruin sleep, Tu Tieu's mother replies. Lin straightens, professional cool sliding over her features. My truth. I already filed my resignation this morning. I signed a proxy transferring operational authority to Uncle Tuan for 30 days, enough to manage any reversion. Legal. Elegant. And if Ms. Hua testifies? Lovely. But your board memo was never sealed at the district notary. Paper without a seal is poetry, pretty, useless. Ms. Hua blinks. The notary. Delayed when the river rose, Lin says. No one went back. Clarity cuts through Tu Tieu. A list they never finished after the storm. A folder left to dry. Life outrunning paperwork. Then we go back, Tu Tieu's mother says. No drama, just a decision. Tonight we eat. At first light, we get the cafe's written statement. We seal the memo at the notary. We file at the district. We request the registry's log and attach witnesses. If there was a delay by design, we bring the commune head to confirm timing. Tuan snorts, as if he wants to be dragged into family disputes. He will, if the village loudspeaker invites him. Tu Tieu's mother says, a small smile touching her mouth. He loves a tidy story. You underestimate how slow the machine turns, Lin says. And you underestimate how far a village carries a lamp, Uri answers. Hand to hand, it doesn't go out. Tu Tieu's mother lifts the pot lid. Steam rises like a flag. Sit, she says. No one leaves my table hungry, even if their conscience has no appetite. They sit. Chopsticks move. The braised pork with canarium is rich, sweet, and somehow the taste makes everything ache more. Between bites, plans condense. Ms. Hua brings originals at dawn. Uri backs up files to 3 cards and duplicates the cafe audio. Tu Tieu's mother calls the commune head after dinner. Tu Tieu writes a checklist in block letters. Cafe statement, notary seal, district filing, registry log, witnesses. Halfway through, Lin stands. I won't stay. Take food anyway, Tu Tieu's mother says, packing a small container by reflex, as if muscle memory could shelter a wound. Lin hesitates, accepts without thanks. At the door she pauses, looks at Tu Tieu. If truth wins, Lin says quietly, you still lose me. I lost you the day you chose power over us, Tu Tieu replies. The door closes with a final house-sounding click. Later, chairs pushed in and pots drying. Uri and Tu Tieu step onto the porch. Night layers itself over the yard. The lantern on the eaves breathes. The air smells of wood smoke and damp earth. Somewhere beyond the fence, a rice mill coughs, then goes quiet. I'm sorry, Uri says, for every minute I stayed after I knew who she was. Don't be sorry, Tu Tieu answers. Be here. She rests her cheek on his shoulder. His fingers find hers, a fit learned by daily work and shared weather. Inside, Tu Tieu's mother covers leftovers, moving like someone who understands how to keep small, warm hearts until morning. The camera on the table blinks once and sleeps. Tomorrow, Uri says. Tomorrow, Tu Tieu echoes. She looks at the dark that belongs to her trees she planted, the path she swept, the threshold she keeps. Tonight we told the truth, she says softly. Tomorrow we will find out if it still wins. The lantern nods in the wind, steady light in a patient night.
Uri biến căn bếp của Tử Tiêu thành phòng xử án tạm thời để đối chất với Linh và Chu Tuấn sau khi phát hiện ra kế hoạch lợi dụng việc chuyển nhượng cổ phần dành cho gia đình Tử Tiêu. Với sự chủ trì của mẹ Tử Tiêu và bà Hoa đã cung cấp tài liệu, Uri phát âm thanh quán cà phê và cho xem biên lai đăng ký vạch trần âm mưu. Lấy số của Hoa, chỉ hoãn việc nộp hồ sơ và chuyển hướng kiểm soát. Linh phản bác rằng bà đã từ chức và chuyển giao quyền hạn cho Tuấn. Trông cậy vào một bản ghi nhớ của hội đồng quản trị chưa niêm phong và bộ máy quan liêu chậm chạp. Đối với điều này, mẹ của Tử Tiêu lập ra một kế hoạch lúc bình minh, bảo đảm tuyên bố rằng văn bản của quán cà phê niêm phong bản ghi nhớ tại văn phòng công chứng, nộp hồ sơ tại quận và ghi lại mọi thứ các nhân chứng. Linh rời đi, cảnh báo rằng ngay cả khi sự thật chiến thắng, họ vẫn sẽ mất bà. Tử Tiêu trả lời với lựa chọn đã gây ra tổn thất. Màn đêm buông xuống khi Uri và Tử Tiêu cùng nhau cam kết kiểm tra xem sự thật còn chiến thắng ngay ngày mai hay không.